Hopefully that worked. Yes. What yes, we're finally here. We are finally here. Roland, Great Pilgrim, thank you for staying around. I think there's a couple other people. We were having some technical difficulties getting Dan set up, but we are here, and assuming the video went through, um we are celebrating 100 subscribers. We are at 103 subscribers.
Whoa! Is that the big news you wanted to say for me?
That was the big news that I wanted to say for you.
Damn! Wow!
Yep.
Oh man! And how many did we buy? I mean, how many did we? Okay. No, that's awesome. That just goes to show everybody that Caleb has done a great job with this channel. I mean, really. I mean, I'm the guy that's late and rants, but Caleb's been very allowing and very understanding with a lot of stuff. If anybody out there is listening about how to get to 100 subscribers, just make sure you find somebody good to work with and not somebody who's constantly running around and busy all the time. But yes, dude, that's awesome, man. Congrats, man. That's awesome.
Thank
That's
you.
crazy.
It's been a lot more fun and a lot more rewarding than I actually thought it would be. So it's been a blast. But today we've got some fun stuff to talk about, and nothing that's like annoying or terrible. The very first thing I want to talk about, because Dan and I are such huge Lord of the Rings fans, is earlier today, Lego finally announced
Yes,
the
I heard about
Rivendell
this.
Lego set. And here it is.
Yes, I will.
$500. It's coming out on March 8th. And it is 6,167 pieces with 15 minifigures. That is huge.
I feel like I saw today on the BBC. I didn't see it. I didn't look at it for a specific reason because I wanted to look at it here with you.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I heard that there was one that was over 10,000 pieces.
Lego sets?
Yeah, I could have swore that's what.
Yeah, I have one.
No. It was going to be a Rivendell over 10,500 set. That's what Az said. Maybe I didn't hear that correctly, but I thought it was.
What he might have said that the item number is 10,316. Right down there.
Maybe. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah. No, 10,000 pieces. Well, it's funny because the Eiffel Tower that I have not built yet is just over 10,000, at being 10,001. And it was, it was only $600.
That's very French, I feel like.
Yes, very French. Oui. But this is it. It folds up. It's not just a long thing. The House of Elrond folds up. You've got the Council of Elrond right here. Looks very good, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They clearly don't intend for you to reenact it.
Why? How many chairs are there?
7.
Well, I think that's just. I don't know. I guess is there just a specific seat for Elrond too?
Yeah, and Elrond has the 8th chair.
Yeah. Now this is gonna be. I believe Sam was not invited.
No,
right?
Sam was not. Sam was not in the movie. Sam was not there.
In the movies, he was definitely not there.
In the book,
I feel like he could have been also eavesdropping in the book.
So in the movie, which obviously this is the representation of the movie, it's two men, being Aragorn and Boromir, 4 elves, Legolas, Elrond, and 2 people that came with Legolas. I think I think there are 3 dwarves. There's 2 hobbits, the ring bearers, and Gandalf.
Well, in the book, Gimli goes to represent his father, Gloin,
Right.
who has good connections with the elves,
Mhm.
and the other dwarf doesn't. So no, in the books, Elrond doesn't call a council. There's no he doesn't send out word and call a council. The fact that everybody shows up at Imladris at the same time is purely fate. In fact, Boromir was driven there by his dreams to
Right.
chase Imladris, where the
Because when
which is Rivendell in the books.
right, which they say in the movie. Remember, he says,
Yeah.
Never before has anyone uttered that speech in Lantras. And it takes you forever to figure out what that means.
Yeah.
But that's
because
it.
it's I think it's Sindarin.
Look at that thing.
Yeah, it looks
like
great.
That's gonna be. I can't wait to build that.
Now let me ask you something, Caleb.
Uh-huh.
As somebody who doesn't Lego build, who doesn't do builds, what do you keep them? Do you put glue on them and then put them on your shelf or
you
something?
don't glue them. You don't glue them. There are people that glue them. I would never glue Legos. But
Not
yeah,
even keep it on a shelf in your basement. You're all right, there we go.
All my Legos are. I'm surrounded by Lego sets right now, and they're not glued. They're put together and put on shelves.
Oh, all right. So, but
Yeah.
you do keep them and put them on shelves.
Oh yeah. I keep them and I put them up on a shelf. Yeah. Roland, they are dope sets. If I recall correctly, there wasn't any other news about it. We're waiting to hear for some stuff about Star Wars. But we've got the helmets that are coming out are the Princess Leia Bosch helmet from Return of the Jedi, Commander Cody, and Captain Rex. And yes, I'm buying them day one. Though I just noticed Captain Rex's face looks a little flat, doesn't it?
I didn't watch the Clone Wars, the animated series. It was just so. It was like something my little cousins watched. Not that I heard it grew on people.
It's
I heard
incredible.
and it wasn't even until after I finished college that people were like, "Hey, man, you really got to watch that part of it." And I was like, "Oh man, okay." But by that point, after college, man, there was so much to watch and stuff going on.
And you started watching the sequels. You were like, "I'm never going to waste my time on Star Wars again."
It was kind of part of that too, and Disney. I was like, I don't really want to support that and that mindset. And I also I was really into Game of Thrones at the time. I mean, Game of Thrones didn't end for a long time after that. So I was just super into it. I mean, even the TV show wasn't over. I was an early hot taker with how season 5 was going down for your boy Stannis. That should have been red flags for everybody because Stannis is actually a pivotal character in the books. His fate is tied to Westeros. Even if he's not going to live to the end or be the king, there is a message for how Stannis is going to end that's going to be portrayed better than 20 good men taking him out in a blizzard and he kills his daughter. I don't buy that, and that's because his loss at the Blackwater in the books reflects an actual bend in his character. And I know that this is heresy, but it's much observed amongst the Donal Noy or amongst the Stanner men out there that Donal Noy, the person who the quote comes from, that Robert is the true steel and Renly is the copper. It's shiny, but it's not very strong, and Stannis is iron because it'll bend before it breaks, or it'll break before it bends, which is supposed to be Stannis. But that's coming from the perspective of somebody who loved Robert, right? He loved Robert and starved under Stannis. And so he never really got to know the Stannis that came after the Battle of Blackwater, because it would have been interesting, because Donal Noy dies at the battle that Stannis comes and saves the Night's Watch, but Donal Noy dies before he knows that Stannis is actually coming to save and relieve the Night's Watch, which is a bitter irony that if he could see you want to know what he would think of Stannis. Like he would be such a pivotal part. Like it would be such a test for his character, and to see Stannis interact with him. But that's George, where he dies, doesn't even ever know that Stannis shows up, and people like to think that quote is like law. It's like, oh, Stannis he's like this because he says it, and we love Donald Noy, which we do. But I think that his perspective would have changed after he saw the way Stannis conducted himself after losing a major battle for the first time in his career. Losing a battle was the Battle of Blackwater. Mm-hmm. Anyway, not to get too much into Game of Thrones off the bat. It's been on my mind.
So I've got I hadn't originally planned to talk about this because I hadn't known this existed, but while I was waiting for you to get in here, I was reading a article that Geeks and Gamers posted. I'm love to figure out what you think about this. Let me share this. Present. I want to make sure I get it right. I'm gonna not share audio just in case some stupid ad pops up. So AMC is looking at charging moviegoers more for better seats. So if AMC considers like the back row the best seats, like I do, the back row will now be more expensive than the front row or the middle row.
Yeah, I had some thoughts on this as well. I mean, I see it on kind of a special thing. We have to see it from both sides, right? There's moviegoers, and then there's movie owners, theater owners.
Yeah.
And it's kind of along the lines of that's what theaters do, right? Like if you go to the opera or the theater, well, at a concert, well, hell yeah, the tickets are different priced. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like some seats are just infinitely better. Any sports game, like sports arenas must look at movie theaters and be like, why don't you charge more for the better seats?
Yep.
You know what I mean? That way all the people could sit in the front row and break their necks, call them neck, it's like we have nosebleed seats. You can have neck breaker seats,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then you have people who can sit right in, and there is a prime spot in the movie theater. And if you're in a good crowd of people who are actually going to watch the movie, then if you get the middle of the back middle row where all the speakers are supposed to converge, that's really, because the back row, you're with the speakers in the back. So you can actually miss a little bit of it if you're sitting in the very back row.
Mm-hmm.
But so if you sit down a couple of rows from the back, I mean, obviously if there's a bunch of teenagers in the back throwing popcorn and stuff, you want to be back there so you're at a range.
Right.
You can kind of throw the popcorn with them. It's kind of fun sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah,
I like what it's funny because, as much as I love Lord of the Rings, Elijah Wood, he puts things on Twitter every now and then. And I'm like, oh, it's a really stupid thing to say, dude.
They all got old and weird, man. They all oh, our only brand is this image, is our image, so we have to keep our image.
But this what he said the movie theater is and always has been a sacred democratic space for all. This new initiative by AMC Theaters would essentially penalize people for lower income and reward for higher income.
How is it a penalty to go see a movie?
Well, so this is the thing. Penalize is kind of a stupid word to use. But I get what he's saying.
A bad take. I get it too.
He's saying, you're sitting there and everyone's always been able to go see the same movie and experience it the same. But now you're about to you're about to give richer people better experiences than poor people, which theoretically is new. I mean, we all know that, growing up, you want a lot of people, or at least I always wanted to buy the candy at the theater, but we always went to the Dollar Tree instead. Now, eventually, when I started buying candy in the movie theater, I found out, one of the other reasons you do this is because the candy in the movie theater sucks.
It sucks. It's old and it's expensive.
Yeah, well, not even beyond the expensive part. Just the fact that you can go get a bag of Skittles at Dollar Tree for $1.20, or you could go get the box of Skittles that has like a quarter of the amount of Skittles. That's the real grift. Like that.
Yeah.
That's what annoys me the most.
Well, I think to take it a deeper level than just poor people get bad seats, poor people aren't gonna pay for the seats. So who's gonna buy a bad seat? Be like, oh man, I guess I gotta buy that corner seat because I gotta see this showing. Or is there gonna be more people just buying the more expensive seats, and we're gonna have the same issue? Not issue, but nobody wants those neck breaker seats. Like,
Yeah. Oh
no,
yeah.
nobody wants those. Build
I
bigger theaters.
Yeah. I went to what movie was it?
It's funny because that space traditionally in a theater is used for the orchestra because nobody wants to sit there.
Yeah. So I think I went to go see Neighbors. You remember that movie with
Yeah, with Seth Rogen
yeah,
and the
Zac
British
Efron.
lady and Zac Efron.
Yeah, the very beautiful British lady.
Yeah, I was in a fraternity, and that movie really pissed me off because it was like
I know.
nothing like that. Maybe West
Yeah.
Coast fraternities or like Northern fraternities, but I was in a Southern fraternity. Nothing like that. We got like nobody wants you behaving like that, and everybody
Yeah.
is out to kick a fraternity off of campus. It's like a right of honor
Oh
to
yeah.
some university. So any of that behavior anywhere, I'm sure is not tolerated. In fact, it's like I'm not saying all fraternities everywhere are good guys, but I'm sure you'll find that a lot more of them do a lot more good causes than not.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
it's oh well, it's just one of those. It's a movie, it's hyperbolic. So it was just
Yeah.
frustrating at the time because like people started canceling our reservations for like formals and stuff because like
Mm-hmm.
the movie was big and they're like, oh, it kind of was like that old school mentality where it's like, oh my gosh, I forgot people have a good time, but not everybody does that kind of stuff. So oh
Right.
well, whatever.
So I saw that movie in a front row. It's the only movie I've ever sat in the front row for, and was not happy. Especially the worst part about the movie is the fact that they have like a FaceTime call multiple times during it, and they move the camera. They move the thing from like the bottom right corner to the top left corner, so you're constantly having to move your head, and I was not a fan of it.
That sounds terrible.
And I was going, so when Infinity War came out, my best friend and I went to go see it. And the first show we went to, the only available seat was in the front row. We went and sat down and said, nope, not doing this. And went back and got a seat for the later showing, and we got a great back row seat. But yeah, I'm just sitting there thinking, you've got so many people that will say, I'm not buying movie tickets for this because of because of this ticket I can afford. Now, what this article doesn't say, or at least not where I saw it, is how much the seat will be. Now, if we pull up a normal theater, let me do it right here. Okay.
Now let's bring up what it actually does. Like in the negative, I would feel like would have been a better argument by Elijah Wood in a different universe, where he would have brought up like, hey, this actually is negative for movie like popularity because it actually disincentivizes fans to get excited for the movies and get to movies early and build up that hype, and people want to get in line. And when you hear about people be like, oh, I got to get in line, I got to get my movie tickets, that kind of probably builds a really a genuine word of mouth to where people actually want to go see a film. I mean, you think about some of those like Star Wars prequel lines, like the footage of those things, like wrapping around buildings, and like
Yeah.
I've been in lines like that, and it's fun. You're like, I got to get in there to like, you guys go get seats. I'm gonna get popcorn. Like that's part of the movie going experience a little bit. Like that's one of the last places I think you can do that where it's like merit based, dare I say. Like, it's how well you plan. It's how well you don't have to wait in line to get tickets. You can go straight into waiting for line for the theater, and like, I used to go to midnight premieres. That was always fun to go wait in line at midnight
Oh, I
premieres.
miss midnight premieres.
I miss them so much, but all movies suck now. So, like,
Well, yeah.
why?
So this is a theater, okay? Well, obviously you cannot charge the handicap seats more than the lowest rate because that will go against the Americans with Disabilities Act. So the best seat in this theater is probably E5. Is probably the best seat, especially because this is probably one of those theaters that there's actually like a bar right here between F and E to keep F from kicking E. So there's probably so yeah, E5 is probably the best seat here. Okay, so what's the ticket price? Is it going to be $20 for a ticket?
I mean, yeah. I mean, these movie theaters are like they have got to start either like being
this seat is already. Holy crap! It's only $11.
Yeah, they're not that much right now. It depends on the time, though. Like, if that's a matinee,
that's $13. That's genuinely not bad. This is this is in their really nice seating for Avatar. I think it was.
Is that IMAX?
No, it's AMC. Well, so they don't have IMAX.
Avatar 2.
It was
having a hard time with not getting people to go. With people getting not even wanting to go see regular showings. They just want to go for the IMAX.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other issue, I think, and I think this is one of the outcomes that we see, is hang on. Sorry, I have this open on another window because I clicked the whole in Streamlabs or StreamYard. You click the thing that says view on YouTube because sometimes there are chats on YouTube that you don't see on Streamlabs, Yard, whatever the hell it is. And it just started playing. I started hearing my voice, and I was like, "No, I don't want to hear that." So this is kind of one of those issues, how shit rolls downhill. Well, we're at the bottom now because this is the last bastion of the Hollywood effect, where everything's been crap. We stopped going to movies, and now the people showing those movies are now having to increase their. Well, honestly, what they should do is they should just say, we're going to take more for the movie. Why don't they increase their fee? That's what I don't get. If AMC, AMC, I believe, is the second largest movie distributor. Why don't they just increase their fee?
I don't know. They probably have contracts. Maybe the next time they will.
Yeah, do what the universities and hospitals did. Push the I guess what they did was they pushed the cost, or universities pushed the cost onto students. But hospitals, all they do is push the cost onto insurance companies. So
yeah, well,
AMC should tell Hollywood
hospitals have to have insurance companies,
right? But AMC should. All right, I'm not saying they should do this, cough, cough, but the AMC and Regal owners should really get together and be like, maybe we should say something. But I can't really advise that, seeing as how.
What if AMC started producing movies? Being like, well, I guess we'll have to do it if we need to give them entertainment. We have all these places that are made to show entertainment.
Well, or, honestly, what they should start doing, man, what AMC and Regal should do, is say, hey, guys, look, we know We know white people are bad. We know men are terrible. They're awful. Every hero should be a transgender with pink hair. But that's not making money. So can you do us a favor and make like 2 or 3 pro-American guns and good old-fashioned living movies a year so that we can make some money? Kind of like Top Gun Maverick, and kind of like, I haven't seen it, but as I've been told by a couple people in this chat, Avatar. One of the reasons people love Avatar is because it doesn't feel preachy beyond the good message of, hey, let's don't kill the whales. Like,
they're a little bit more heavy-handed than that, but
yeah, but see this thing, it's a little more heavy-handed than Star Trek 4.
Yeah,
I think 4 was the whale one.
Yeah, I think that was 2. I'm not into the Star Trek lore yet. They took off the original series, the OG series, on friggin' off Hulu. So now I don't know. I think they're on Paramount or CBS.
Yeah, well, Paramount owns. See, that's the thing. You know, we should. That might be a fun conversation as well. Did you see in the news the other day that some of these studios, Disney, Paramount, Netflix, they're looking at selling some of their less profitable things to license them out to make money?
I heard a nasty little rumor that Star Wars might get sold.
No. I can tell you right now, after listening to Valiant Renegade and Echo Base, that's not happening. Star Wars is not getting sold. There's a lot of reasons. One being the land that Galaxy's Edge is on in LA is worth over $1 billion. And if they sell Star Wars, they can't do anything with that land. So they're not selling Star Wars.
Well, you can always negotiate around stuff like that.
What I think they should do is, and someone mentioned this on Valiant Renegade, and I would die happy, is they should license out the EU because they own the rights to the EU. All they did was decanonize it. License out those rights to a studio and let them make the movies.
Yeah, what if they just released it like one single thing to just YouTube? So like everybody on YouTube could just go crazy with one single thing.
Well, that's kind of what the fan stuff is. So there's, like that fan Darth Vader movie that came out, or I think is coming out. That was a really big thing.
I mean, people have been making homemade Star Wars videos since YouTube has been out. Like, I think that was some of the earliest stuff I ever saw. Was like, there's a really cool video from years and years and years ago. These visual effects artists that made a Star Wars fight, and I was like, this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Get these guys in a Star Wars movie. Like, at least they don't even have to be doing anything. Let them hold a camera or let them stand there. You know what I mean? Like, obviously they're passionate about it.
But yeah, okay. Thank you, future. I'm just gonna call you FFE. But that's the thing. You think Disney's making any money over those first couple of Disney Plus shows they made?
I mean, so that's the hard part about where we are now. Is like, what is making money off of streaming? Is that subscribers?
Right. I think the easiest way to boil it down to is views equals money. So if no one's watching something, that thing is not making money. So what they should do, for instance, I don't think anyone's watching WandaVision. So what they should do is they should take it off Disney Plus and license it to someone else. let Netflix
See, they're never
play
going
it.
to do that. They're never
I
going to do
know
that.
that I
Marvel
could,
is the cash cow right
yeah,
now.
but I could definitely see them licensing off some of the older TV shows. Like honestly, I see that's why it's so stupid they took the original 4 shows off Netflix. They were making a lot of money off of Netflix holding those shows. The only reason they did it is so that they could have a larger catalog for their mature section.
Actually, it would make more sense to keep it on Netflix.
Exactly.
And that way people could be like, oh man, I kind of want to see what else happens in Disney. And then like it would actually make more sense for Disney to actually like so there was an old story my dad used to tell me growing up. He was born in the 50s and he grew up like through the 60s and 70s. And the Beatles were like the good kids on the block. They were like the ones that the parents would like, and you'd be like, oh, okay, they wear suits and they're kind of funny looking.
Right.
Like I get it. And the Rolling Stones were like, you don't bring those guys around. Like they're the bad kids. They're like the ones that are like knock you on the head with a bottle and light a cigarette over you. You know, haha. And my dad told me that it was kind of widely known that the Rolling Stones, the Beatles wrote the music for the Rolling Stones a lot of times. Like they would sell them the songs.
There was
they
a lot
can't
of
be the one selling that. You know what I mean? They're not like, well, we don't want to be the ones that are singing about this kind of stuff, but might as well sell it off. So like if Disney doesn't want to get their hands dirty as a family company of like, well, we don't really want Luke, we don't really want Daredevil like punching the shed of a kid if they're if a kid can click on it in a couple of clicks because it's it's Marvel, you know what I mean? It's family friendly, But if they did that on Netflix, dumb. Yeah, if they did that on Netflix,
yeah, see that's what's annoying. I wish they should have partnered, they should have made a deal. Oh, heavy hauler. You know what?
Yes, Roland, I am talking about Ryan versus Dorkman. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, Chad is awesome. This is great.
I have no idea what that is.
Dude, oh man, another time we'll have to watch.
Oh no, yes, sorry, yes, I know what you're talking about now. I was thinking like a studio release type thing. Yeah, no, now I remember what you're talking about now.
I agree, Future Fantasy. I think that's what it's hard. It's like views doesn't just equal clicks. Like we're in unprecedented territory where this stuff is losing billions of dollars. Like it hasn't even generated any money at all yet. I think that's what's to be seen is like, are they making money? It's like, are they like, have they made 1 cent yet? Like, have they even, if they're not breaking even, that means they're not even covering costs, let alone making money. So I think it's just, I just think it's just bad.
It's a money. That's the thing. It's a money game. And eventually they're going to need to make money again. And I think if we can get to that point, which there's a lot of signs kind of pointing to it might be coming up. But if we can get to that point where these studios realize, oh, we cannot just pump out the same stuff, but with our politics in it, we're never going to get, the pendulum's never going to go all the way back to the other side, mostly because it was never on the other side. So the movie pendulum has never gone, all the way to the left and then all the way to the right. It's always stopped like a third of the way up the right side. It'd been pushed back the other way. Well, so that's what's funny. So I was, I talked about this. I talked about this on a member stream with EBN. See you later, Wade. And they, so I think I told you this. So I've been watching Cheers. I actually just finished it the other night. And this is a TV show that starts in like 1977. and ends in, I think it's like 92. And in episodes that were taking place in the early 80s, we've got the same kind of complaints and jokes and conversation topics that we have today. You know, we've got characters saying, well, I shouldn't have to do that because I'm a woman, or that's not right because I'm a woman, and things like that. But because it wasn't like shoved in our faces, or because the other side wasn't called evil over it, it didn't make as big an impression. I mean, there's a tranny joke in like the third season of Cheers where they talk about gender roles and men being women and things like that. And it's the kind of thing where, because it wasn't on every single channel, because it wasn't every single thing you watched, you didn't notice it.
Yeah, and it was also different, like TV, like, not even be watching that episode. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it wasn't like you could just pull it up and be like, "What did you see? What he said on Cheers tonight?" And be like, "What? What did he
Exactly.
say on Cheers?" You know what I mean? It'd be like, that's not how things work. It was just a joke that was recorded forever ago. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, the episode aired, and it was, the world moved on. It was like, oh man, freedom of speech. Thank God we live in this country. But I don't know. I think it's funny because it's like not even that long ago. It's Always Sunny. There's a character that's famously referred to as a car's transmission, and it's a big joke because it's actually played by a real woman. It's Brandy from Joe Dirt. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah, long time ago.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, some people are like, "Oh, Brandy," but yeah, it's her, and she's like, she's a very handsome woman. She's a very pretty girl, but she plays like a character that has a dick. So it's like really funny.
Yeah, I remember her. That's
And so it's like the
such a
characters
funny
are like, man,
episode.
she's so hot. The characters are like, man, she's so hot, but I'm so confused. Like it's like he just can't like, and that's like not even that long ago. And like in the show, she's a character, and like gets it removed and gets married, and then it's like an issue about gay rights, and it's like it's a really funny show.
Yeah.
I love It's Always Sunny. They're always handling hot topics right on the edge, right on the edge of the line. They really push it. But I'm really disappointed in Glenn Howerton for this stuff with Velma. I'm really disappointed for his role in it, and I think he just did it because he likes Mindy Kaling. He's Fred. He's Fred.
Dude, I have not looked at it. I haven't watched it. And I want you to say right now in front of God and everybody that you are so much happier reviewing National Treasure than Velma.
I kind of actually like our little corner of National Treasure. It's like this isn't actually as bad as other shit, I guess. Like I thought I was getting ready for like genuinely horrible stuff, but it's more just like probably never should have been made, right? For Disney,
it's
like
more
hemorrhaging
just
money.
Incompetent rather than
it's nothing. It's boring. It's nothing.
Yeah.
I don't care about the story. It has no bearing on how I would live my life. You know what I mean? Like it's just like go to place, rob thing. Go to place, rob thing. You know what? Honestly, it'd be a better video game. It would be a better video game. Is National Treasure the video game? And you play as a Spanish chick who's her own character going and solving all this stuff. And, that would be more fun. That would be more, and all your friends are little side quests. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I got to go help.
Yeah.
What's his name at the bar with his music, and then I got to go help. What's his name at the law firm, and then
honestly,
I got to go help.
It feels like either a mobile game or a we'll answer that later. It feels like either a mobile game or a like a 2000 or like a 2005 video game. Like it's not terrible, but I sure would never pay $60 to play it again. One thing I want to know, good friend Dan.
Yes, I'm listening. Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat. I've never had so much chat before. 100 subscribers. It's crazy.
I posted a video for us the other day. Did you watch it?
Which one was it?
The Star Wars one.
Oh, maybe not. I guess I thought you were doing a stream. I thought you were doing a Lego build.
No, dude, I haven't built a Lego set in like a month and a half. I've got 25,000 Legos sitting behind me waiting to be built, and I haven't touched them.
Oh, bro. See, those I feel like you should do, and you should do like Let's Build, right? I imagine that's what they're called.
The stream? Yes.
Well, like that's what they, how they're called, like when gamers are like, let's play. They'll do
Yeah.
like a campaign.
Well,
and
that's what I did.
thing.
That's what I did for the Hogwarts play, which we're gonna talk about Hogwarts Legacy. Okay, don't worry.
Well, yeah, hold on. I'm not there yet. But Roland did raise an interesting question: Velma or Rings of Power?
Yeah.
And I don't know because I didn't watch
Rings
Velma.
of Power. Rings of Power, because there are swords in Rings of Power.
Oh, bad answer. At least Velma is like bad. Like it's like certified. It's like Rings of Power hits too close to home. Like it pisses me off.
Yeah, but
like,
don't you love that anger
fun.
Sometimes? Like,
yeah, I guess because
give in to your hate. Give in to your hate.
No, we're lawyers. We do that every morning when we wake up. We're like, time to make the world a worse place. No.
What are you talking about? I'm a nonprofit lawyer that saves the whales.
Oh yeah. What are you doing here, buddy? What are you doing here then? No, but anyway, I was talking about Let's Build.
I brought up.
You should do that in pieces.
Yes, I need to. I really need to. I need to. I brought up the what should we call it thing? The Star Wars video. Because you haven't seen it, that's great. Because I get to get your live reaction to this.
Okay, hold on.
Oh wait, that's the wrong thing. Share screen.
Oh,
we are blocked from the Wikipedia.
Oh my God! Enemies of state. There it is. 100 subscribers and blocked from Wikipedia.
Would you like to know why we're blocked from Wikipedia?
Did you tweet something?
Sure. Yeah. Wikipedia tweeted this, and I'm gonna have to go into my images because I had to take a picture.
Oh, is it the only reason why I know what Wikipedia is?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it has something to do with
Wikipedia tweeted
pronoun stuff.
They tweeted. In fact, let me share screen so that everyone can see it. I think I have to do window. You may have noticed a new field popping up in our info boxes lately. We are now listing characters' pronouns. It is always important to keep in mind that pronouns do not necessarily reflect gender, and by doing this, we will be more accurate and respectful. Hashtag Star Wars. It's good use of a hashtag.
Hashtag Star Wars. Wow.
I genuinely think I was one of the first people to see this tweet. And I replied with, which I think is very clever. Hang on. I replied with, internet traffic must be pretty low, huh?
Woo! Boom! Roasted. Dude, honestly, that's hilarious.
I think that is one of, if not the funniest thing I've ever put on Twitter.
I think that's that is hilarious. Did you get a screen grab of it?
Of my tweet?
With the reply? Like, did you happen to get the reply tweet?
Oh, no, because
it's never happened to you before, so why would you have,
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, well, that's hilarious. Well, I'm just saying you could have posted that onto, like, the YouTube, on the page on YouTube and been like, that would have been hilarious. But, dude.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought it was pretty great. I'm very happy you like it. I love it.
Salty baby blocked you. Like, I was like,
They then up the ante with this tweet. Harassing others is not okay. Many people have taken it upon themselves to target and attack Wikipedia editors over the addition of pronouns to character info boxes, and we condemn those who choose to attack others. Star Wars is for everyone. Harassers will be blocked. So literally what they did was they just went down and blocked everybody. I know people that got blocked simply for being like, wait, Luke's not gay. Because they put Luke, so they did a they have an LGBTQAI alphabet soup group of Star Wars characters, and Luke and Obi-Wan Kenobi are in it. Because in one of the new stupid ass books, they apparently Luke had a dream about a boy.
They're gonna do it to Lord of the Rings, man. If they get their hands on it, they're gonna be like,
so that's the other thing. That's the other thing.
10 times Aragorn said he loved a man.
Did you see?
That's a good thing. It's my ode to Gary.
Did you see what Middle Earth Entertainment did?
No, what they do?
Middle Earth Entertainment has requested that Warner Brothers release the rights to Lord of the Rings.
Request denied.
Yeah, they want the rights back so they could sell them again.
Oh well, yeah, that's what they have to request them like by duty.
But this is my question. How long we been on? Okay, I can say this. You have to wait 30 seconds after I say it to say another one. What the fuck is that about? Like, I mean, hey, we would like this super expensive thing that y'all paid for back so that we could sell it again.
Well, I'll tell you exactly what it's about. It's about the shareholders of that company that used to have the rights being like, what are we going to do? And then the lawyers saying, well, we can request them. And them saying, okay, well, request them. And then a month later and 40 billing hours, they say, okay, well, we drafted our letter and requested it. So now we wait and see what they say.
And they had better say no.
Yeah, I would imagine they would get no reply.
Yeah, they hadn't. So when I first saw this news, Warner had not replied to it.
Well, yeah, because that's going to take another month.
Yeah, because the lawyers have to.
After reviewing it, we actually found that we need to keep reviewing it, and then while we're reviewing it, we'll review our review, so that way we can provide a more ample review for your review.
Yeah,
words are fun, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, they have to ask, right? It's like they have like a fiduciary duty to like, okay, it's time to request it again. You know what I mean? Like we have to keep requesting it so that way they can keep denying it, so that way their license stays active. You know what I mean? Like it's because that's what it's all is. It's like use, and like that's what this War of the Rohirrim is to make sure that these rights stay in their possession. And honestly, I'm fingers crossed here. I'm really hoping this thing is a banger. Like I hope it's huge and it launches a whole fantasy anime world.
War of the Rohirrim.
Yeah, we're talking Lord of the Rings here, man. Like this set a whole tone for like 10 years in the movies. Like everything was fantasy after that. Everything wanted to be fantasy, and it was Game of Thrones piggybacked off of that. Like, and there's no denying that people had a love for fantasy after those movies grew to success. So, you know, we're talking. I mean, it could be super influential, and there's enough lore there for people to be like, man, let's get back into Lord of the Rings. This is good. Screw Rings of Power. There's cheap imitation. Like, take your time, do small stories, small scale stories. Like, if people really stretch out and really open their eyes and be like, wow, actually there's like thousands of years of conflict and war that we could make stories about. Like, this is actually all fleshed out and really detailed, and the characters are all really, like, you could build on them and then still keep their core traits. So
that's what I kind of wish people would figure out about our world.
Yeah.
We don't just need World War II done 3,000 different ways. Like, I love World War II stuff. I love it. I'm gonna watch every single one that comes out. There's some really awesome stuff that happens in 1400. Can we get some TV shows and movies about that?
I think that'd be super cool, man. Like, I really like the show Marco Polo. I thought it was an interesting time in
That
history. You don't really hear a lot
show
about it.
was amazing.
I mean, it was definitely goofy. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it was absolutely, by the end of it, it was like a Crusader army in the middle of the steppe.
Yeah.
What? Like,
Yeah, like that was so cool.
give me a break. Caesar on his best day wouldn't have turned right after he beat the Persians. But anyway.
Well, yeah, but you know who wanted to turn left? Douglas MacArthur wanted to turn left, and we wouldn't do it.
Yeah, well, they couldn't let him and Patton get together to shake hands and seal the deal.
That is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, dude, that's a different stream.
But I want to talk to you about what is the coolest thing I have done in years. I got my wand.
Oh, Jesus, Caleb.
Dude, this game is awesome.
It sounds like you just got like one of those vibrators, like those Hitachi wands, and it's like, oh, jeez. All right.
Hogwarts Legacy is incredible. Like, I am 11 hours in. I haven't gotten a broom yet. I'm a little annoyed. I kind of wish I could fly by now.
11 hours and you haven't gotten a broom? That sounds like it's going to be a long game, though.
Yeah. Well, so this is the thing. On the pause menu, there's a book down at the bottom that shows your progress in a percentage. And I'm only at 7%.
Oh, that's a lot of percent then. That means there's not a lot of collectibles and there's not a lot because there should be stuff that like there should be spells and cloaks and hats.
There is. So I'm at 7% progression. So there's
is that not total completion?
I am not a Hufflepuff, Roland. You're in timeout.
Don't be hurting my boy Roland.
Nah, Roland's a cool guy. He's a big friend of the channel. I was playing it. He hopped on the stream last night for the last couple hours while I was playing it. Yeah, so it's there's a bunch of stuff you have to collect and stuff to go help people figure out. There's stuff dealing with Merlin. Like I don't want to blow any secrets or anything, but it is. And the dueling is fun. Like I was a little afraid that it would be sorry. I was a little afraid that it would be repetitive and would like get boring after a while. I'm seeking out monsters to fight so that I could keep attacking. Like, it's so much fun. And you get the little on like your third attack, you get to do the little underhand swish thing that Lupin and Sirius Black do, and I love it. I'm such a fan.
Cool, dude. That sounds. I gotta wait a month to get it on my PS4.
Yeah, I know.
But I'll get it, and then me and my fiance are gonna play it like all the time.
Yeah,
so that'll be a good time.
I sent y'all the link to watch last night,
dude.
You probably don't want to. You probably don't want to blow it.
I don't want to spoil it. I don't really care that much. Like, as long as it's still fun when I play it.
Could you do a Middle Earth version? Could you have a Lord of the Rings version of this game?
I see the Grey Pilgrim saying that. It would entirely depend on the time. And the problem is when you have a Lord of the Rings game with like some customization and some like personal player in it, you know, the events of Middle Earth are fixed. So it's like,
right.
you know, you're not going to become Aragorn and fight Sauron. Like that's the best you could do is like hope to be like a steward in the Citadel Guard. So you know what I mean? Like it's like
Yeah.
there's hard times to do. I mean, there's definitely a way you could like incorporate like maybe the building of Gondor. Like if you're like, you know, a Numenorian that comes over and you're like one of the first Numenorians and you have to like go do quests and settle wilderness and build cities, like that would be probably pretty cool. And then eventually like in DLCs and stuff or later down, if it's like a long time game, you know, you could do like the fall of like, you know, you could start to have people who disagreed with you, like the Black Numenorians, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, they have to fight, and then there's wars going on, and then Numenor falls, so it's just the faithful that are left to
Right.
kind of manage the last of the places in Middle Earth. So I don't know, it'd be a cool idea, Great Pilgrim. That's just off the top of my head. That's a good question though. Yeah, so what's like the story like?
So the story starts out with you as a fifth year. So you're
I knew
just
that. They said that.
Okay. So a professor has been assigned like prior to you getting to Hogwarts to kind of give you some quick information so you're not going in blind. And something happens and you wind up in Gringotts, and it's the start of the Goblin Wizard Civil War.
Okay.
And,
all right, that's enough said. I don't need any more details than that. I just want to ask questions because I don't want to get too much from you too much, which is stupid for a talk show, but I also think it's probably interesting to maybe pick at it like this and get your perspective. How does it look? Does it look like, does it feel like a world?
It looks beautiful, man.
Cool.
Like that's it's so cool. Like I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm gonna mute that. I'm looking for a portion of the game where I'm just kind of like running. I know exactly where to go. Okay, there's a portion of the game where I basically run halfway across the map. So you can kind of see what the game looks like. I think this is it. Share screen. Okay. So this is me running from through Hogsmeade. I came over here to see if I can get a broom, and I can't. So now I'm getting ready to fast travel.
Whoa, and that's just Hogsmeade?
Yeah, so so this is the world map. And actually, I think I do. Yeah, okay. So you can kind of see the world map here.
Whoa, that's huge. And those are all visitable places?
Yep. And I could literally, as far as I know, I could walk there, run there at the beginning. But I have a feeling there's I just tried to move the map. I have a feeling there's stuff way down there that I don't want to touch right now.
Oh yeah, that's how that's the game. You know, it's like in The Witcher. There's places where you're like, nope, that monster's too strong.
Yep. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun, man. There's a flu powder network. So you see that green? Yeah, you see.
This is so cool, man. I want to go get a PS5 now.
Yeah, you go buy. I know you should go get an Xbox because it's better.
Well, that's the thing, though, is I don't want something to throw away, so I'm going to get a PS5.
Oh, so you're just going to go get a paperweight. Okay.
No. I'm saying I don't want to get a paperweight. I want to get... Plus, all my stuff is on PS4.
Yeah, so see, that's what's funny. We've reached a point where anyone that's been playing video games for more than like 3 or 4 years, they're stuck. They're never transferring to another thing because all of their stuff, all of their stuff is on one device. I have an 89,000 gamer score. There's no way I'm ever going to PlayStation.
Yeah, well, that's understandable because I don't know. I have a digital library too on my PS4, which I'm pretty sure they're supposed to honor. So I'm like, okay, that's a pretty good incentive to like. I'm even gonna buy, Hogwarts on this, and maybe I don't even know if I'm gonna get a PS5. I really like. Eventually, I need to move out of my apartment, get a bigger place, and get a proper PC set up. Because even for
Me
work,
too.
it's
I
like,
need to
all
get.
right,
I need to move too. I'd rather be
but
paying a mortgage.
well, yeah.
Well, you know what? This is the portion where Dan's phone has either died because he had to come in on his phone today. Let me shoot him a text real quick. Well, if his phone's dead, then it won't help. But he'll go charge his phone and then he'll tell me. Or maybe he'll just hop in. Oh, wait, sorry. I see it. What happened?
Oh, yo, sorry. I have no idea what happened. Just like my web page reset or something.
Oh,
So
I figured
all good.
your phone
Plenty
died.
in charge. Nope. Thanks for holding down the fort. Sorry about that, everybody. Thanks for bearing with us. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just excited because Harry Potter is kind of back in the news. Like this can't be anything but good for Warner.
Yes,
I say
agree.
just fuck it. Make an 8th movie with Harry Potter. Like recast. Make him like a young Auror.
I don't think you have to recast. They're all old now.
Nope. Don't do them because they look too old. They look too old in movie 7 to be it. No, do Timothy Chalamet. He'll be a young Harry Potter.
Absolutely
it'll make $1 billion, dude.
Absolutely not.
See, I'm on Timothy Chalamet
if they cast Timothy Chalamet in it, I'll never play. I'll never watch it. I hate Timothy Chalamet.
You only hate him because you saw the movie The King, and he was still a fine Henry V.
Nope.
Just embrace the Chalamet, bro.
Nope. Absolutely not. Soy boy. Nope.
Come on. Why don't you want your English king to sound like a French name? What's wrong with you?
Nope.
Well, who else would play Harry Potter? No. Who else would play Harry Potter?
Well, okay, so he's got to. Do ours ever kill people?
They capture bad wizards.
Okay, so no accidental killing. So Alec Baldwin's out. I saw.
He'll be standing there on set, like looking at the one, like, "How do I load this thing?"
I saw something where someone was like, "Would you rather do a movie with Alec Baldwin or actually Rollo, put in the chat what you said because I think you're the one that said it. Would you rather do a movie with Alec Baldwin or something else?" And the answer is supposed to be like, "Oh, a movie with Alec Baldwin," because I'll just stand behind him.
That's hilarious. I did see the Great Pilgrim say that they're supposed to be doing The Cursed Child. Now, I never read it. My fiance read it and swears that it ruined Harry Potter. Like she swears that it basically shouldn't be canon because of how poorly it came out. Like I'll have to ask her about it and I'll come back because she gets really fired up about it when you ask her. And I'll just take notes. And
I'll watch that. Elijah Wood. I will watch that tomorrow.
Oh my God, Elijah Wood is Harry Potter. That'd be great, actually.
Apparently, they used to have that issue.
What issue?
The you know how people go up to like Matt Damon and say, "Oh, you're Brad Pitt." Well, people apparently would always go up to Elijah Wood and
Sean Astin.
Nope. Daniel Radcliffe, and
Oh,
call
yeah,
each other the other one.
That makes sense. They were both popular at the same time,
Yep.
so that makes sense actually.
But yeah, so I think this kind of sucks because Warner pissed me off, and I'm sure they pissed you off with the DC stuff.
I get pissed off. I just got just cringed. I don't think it not to harp. I mean, I know other people, better people have talked about it to death more than I have, but it just seemed like this is going to be more of the same. It's going to be disjointed. It's going to be all over the place. It's not actually going to reset anything. I don't feel like this is going to be the next 10 years of movie making. I feel like it's going to be 1.5 years. You're going to get 2 movies out. One of them's going to flop. They're going to panic. Third one's going to be all altered. Right back to it. Maybe I doubt it's going to do well. I think Warner's best bet, honestly, is to try to get Harry Potter rolling again. That movie, those franchises is huge. People are dying for more of that. They're like, I would love more Harry Potter. It would be the best thing in the world. J.K. Rowling could come back and help with the movies, or maybe write another book and change. I don't know. I think it's fine. You know what I mean? I was always one of the people that liked Harry Potter because I read all the books too.
Right.
I just didn't read The Cursed Child because I actually heard it was like a play. It was supposed to be a play.
I heard it was a play that they then novelized.
Yeah. Yes. Like that. So
one thing I do want to ask real quick, Dan.
Yeah.
What do you think I named my character? And I can give you a little bit of help. Your channel. Come on.
Any help, or should I just guess? Because I have a guess, but
I just have to scroll down. See, this is one of the problems I had. What I should have done a while back is pull up. I should have saved all the stuff that I used early when making the channel under a KingsAdvisors what you would call it folder. Okay, here's our banner, Dan.
Oh, nice.
Share screen window. Here's our banner. On this banner is the name of my character. What do you think his name is? He's English.
Okay. It's like I'm playing Guess Who here.
I know, yeah. I'll give you 3. I'll give you could ask me 3 questions, and I'll give you 2 guesses.
Okay. Let's see. Look, I'm just trying to see if I can get all the English characters in my head so I know how to eliminate them. Because there's some of them I can't see. But I have a feeling it's the guy in the bottom right, and I almost feel like I don't know his name.
You mean Charles the First?
I think that's him in the bottom right.
No,
I know you definitely did.
Charles Stewart is not the name of my character.
What about Errol?
the Weasleys owl? No.
Well, no, you have Errol Flynn up there. On the right, he's the Robin Hood.
Oh. No. The only Robin
Is that
Hood,
not him? Oh, okay. Never mind. That's
Robin Hood
else.
I have on here is what's his name?
Okay. I'll take some guesses. Does he have dark hair?
No.
Does he have white hair?
No.
Oh, is it the guy from Master and Commander?
No.
Ah, that was a good guess though.
It's Richard Sharp.
Ah,
Yep.
I should have. Yeah, right in the central area.
Yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, Richard Sharp is the name of a character of the how do you say that word?
A titular character.
Thank you. The titular character of the Sharp novels written by Bernard Cornwell. And I, over the last week and a half, have been rewatching the TV show that Sean Bean did as Richard Sharp prior to Lord of the Rings. And it's beautiful.
Yeah, there's a ton of cool snippets on YouTube for anybody who just wants to type in a couple things. They break them down into like some of his bigger moments, like Sharp takes the bridge, or that's actually probably one of his best moments ever. But there's other cool moments when he's like addressing commanders. My favorite part of Sharp is that's a period of time where Caleb and I come down on different sides of things a lot of times, and that's fine. He's a good man, but like unfortunately. I pull for the French a lot, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I know, but like when it comes down to 100 Years' War, sue me. Caleb and I are on different sides. I just
how you could be on the other side of what's more to the deep. Oh my God! What's more to the breach, dear friends? What's more, bore up the walls with our English dead.
Because, bro, the English were
they have knights
during that war.
Because the French knights are cool.
They are cool, but they are useless in that war.
Yes, completely useless.
And we probably come down, because of your love for Sharp, we probably come down on different sides of the Napoleonic War too.
Well, you're a Napoleon guy?
Fanboy, bro. Fanboy.
Bro, Arthur Wellington. Wellington never lost a battle.
Yeah, but he also didn't fight nearly the scale of the battles. And
Wellington crushed the Indians, the Indian rebellions. He crushed Napoleon.
He didn't crush Napoleon. He won one battle against Napoleon.
No. Well, I mean, they only faced each other once.
Exactly, and he was a bleeding ulcer in Spain. It was a. I'll agree. Listen, I'll agree. Fine general. Napoleon is, as I follow his campaign very near and dear, his entire political career, every moment. I'm a very, very large fan of the highs and the lows hurt me terribly, and it's just a funny thing about us, Caleb. It's just a funny thing about us.
And other breaking news, he's also a big fan of Hitler's battle strategies during World War II.
Oh, for God's sakes. How dare you put that on me? How dare you put that on me? That's
what you talking about, Willis?
Also, how dare you compare Napoleon to Hitler? Like,
you're right. You're right.
The problem with you British is you have no shame. You have no honor and no shame.
Adolf was a terrible battle commander.
If you guys had adhered to any principle in any treaties and didn't have to have your fucking fingers in every stupid little pot, well, then you would have just gotten in line, and Europe would have been whatever. Doesn't even matter.
Yeah. And if we had done that, then the only colonies we would have ended up with is some bleeding stupid state in lower Africa or some island nation, because the only way you can control a colony is if only a navy can get there.
Sounds like you guys should have just gotten in line. And don't even get me started on the Russians. I think we can both agree the Russians are not to be trusted.
Well, that, and we both know that you don't invade Russia in the winter. Oh, who tried to do that again? Who tried to do that? Napoleon.
Who burned the Capitol down?
Do you have any idea how much that narrows it down?
How against the code of war that was at the time for the emperor to even continue to claim any semblance of control over Russia after his field armies were beaten and his capital taken. The Paul the First, or was it? It was I think it was Alexander the Third. Alexander the Third, who murdered his father Paul the Second to seize power and stop a peace with Napoleon. You know what, bro? You have no honor. You have no shame, and you have no honor.
Hey, I'm not pulling for the Russians in this.
Well, I think it's just one of those things where time goes by, and there are few people who've ever, from a perspective of like classical history through to modern times, there are very few leaders from Western Europe that have ever even managed to plunge into the steppe, if you will, where there have been countless hordes and peoples and leaders that have come from the steppe into Europe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like that. It's that plunge into the depths that's commendable. But anyway, glad Hogwarts was fun, and I'm glad you ruined this stream by getting me all hot, and now I got to go upstairs and read about Waterloo to just make sure I'm sober for the morning.
That's okay.
But that's good, yeah. Anyway, there's got to be one more thing to talk about. Yeah, we were talking about DC. Lame. I mean, I don't care about the Authority. I don't care about Booster Gold. I barely care about a Green Lantern, like True Detective show.
No.
And
I love Green Lantern.
But it better not be like 8.5 hours of people walking around and sitting in diners and like 20 minutes of them using their rings.
Yeah,
like it better not be like an interpersonal drama where it's like, oh yeah, we're sleeping with each other's wives and nobody can find out, and the mystery comes set. And it's like I just want two superheroes to be doing the right thing.
Yeah, look, this all comes down, and we've got to go in just a second, but this all comes down to the same crap that we get, that Star Wars fans get. Everyone says that that Star Wars fans can't be happy because they want lightsabers and pew-pews. Well, you know what? What's wrong with that? You know what the coolest sound in the world is? Zoom, zoom. Give us more of it.
Only followed by the second coolest sound, which is the old 70s. It's like the old 70s laser guns. You know what I mean?
Give us more. Do you know how to make a Star Wars fan happy? Give him 10 minutes of conversation followed by 30 minutes of space battle in space. Do you know how to make a DC fan happy? Give him Superman breaking down bad guys, punching through walls. Give us Batman being the greatest detective ever. Give us Green Lantern using his power ring. Don't give us, tiny little Timothy Chalamet as Superman and a Batman character that doesn't understand,
privilege,
physics and crap like that. I mean,
who's shooting aliens with a laser gun?
It's not hard. It is an easy thing. They just overthink it.
I think you nailed it, man. I think it's overthought, actually.
In fact, you know what? When Survivor comes out, I make it and I stream it. The stream's going to be called Pew Pews and Lightsabers.
That's a good idea.
Join me next time for my rants. But on that note, we actually do have to go. I have stuff that I have to do, and Dan, unfortunately, also has a life.
I know. I wish I could just live in YouTube sometimes.
Yeah. Bro, I did it last week. It's a lot of fun.
Dude, one day I'll get there.
Yeah.
One day
I'm only able to do it because I have a stupid job and you have a real job.
You say real job, but you don't it's not anything. I just sit at a desk now, but at least the desk is there.
Yeah. At least it's not a cardboard box.
Well, it used to be a cardboard box of the last firm. But on that note, yeah, hey, sorry we were late again. I think these chicks were studying for the bar, and I wanted to just go in there and tell them that they have no chance.
Give up.
Give up. You're wrong. Stop.
Don't do it. You know what? Screw the $150,000 you spent on your degree. Give up. You're not going to pass.
Yeah. You're bad, and your family hates you. It's been, it's coming up, by the way.
Yeah, it's
the 20.
2 weeks.
Is it 20th? Yeah, it's the 20th and the 21st here coming up.
The end of the first day will be in 2 weeks.
Yeah. All joking aside, good luck to everybody taking the bar out there. If there's anybody else out there listening.
And if you are, why are you listening to this? Go study.
Yeah,
think about all the stuff you have to be studying for.
Yep. Oh my gosh, there's no way you know it all because you can't. And you never will, but you're just trying to get a higher score. You're just trying to get a high score. You're never going to get all the points. Focus on what your strong points are. Go through the tests. Anyway, it's in the bar exam prep thing. Caleb, good talking to you.
Hey,
Chat.
It's been a lot.
Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening out. Throw a like on the channel. Throw a subscribe out there. Appreciate everybody coming out today. And on that note, Caleb, you got anything you want to plug? Anything you got going on this week?
No, so I'll be playing more Hogwarts Legacy. Hopefully, I've got a couple ideas for some videos. Dan and I hopefully will be releasing a review on. We'll probably combine episode 8 and 9 of National Treasure together for a single review. And hopefully, this is the first time he's hearing this, but hopefully that's coming out this week. And then we will hopefully have the finale review, which comes out in 7 hours. Hopefully the finale review will come out, a day or two later.
Let's do it. Let's fingers crossed here.
But peace out. Thank you everyone for coming. I've had a blast going on other streams and talking us up and just talking to other people in the communities. And it's been a lot of fun. And I hope anyone that's watched us or me on another stream that's found us over here, hope you've enjoyed this. This will hopefully be much more common than just I think it's now been like a month and a half since our last live stream. So hopefully we both find the time. Like I said, in the past we've been too busy at points, but hopefully everything will settle down. We'll have the time to do this again. Maybe not next week, but maybe the week after.
Very soon, hopefully. Well, the Super Bowl's coming up this week, so
yeah.
So there's that, and then we'll reconvene. We'll reconvene everybody now that things are getting lively. 100 subs, dude! Congratulations, Caleb. That's huge. That's awesome.
Yeah. Congrats to you too. I'm not the only one.
Yeah. I know. But still, dude, you're the man. All right. Thanks for having me. Everybody, have a good night. I gotta bounce. All right. Peace.
Peace.